On with the 2019 hop harvest. Not saying we're going to get them all today, but we're going to get a majority of them. What I do is I like to drop the bines down to the ground like this, and I can get a good look at the ones that are done. You got your brown spots as your leaves are turning brown. The papery sound as you squeeze them. So these are ready. I can take these all the way up to, I'm dropping some on the ground, all the way up halfway. I can cut this right off and then restring it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that right off of there, and then I'll restring the other ones that are, looks like they can go a little while longer. So I'm going to snip this, drop this right down to the ground like this, and we'll sit here on the bench or the seat, and we'll pick them and throw them in the bucket. A lot of times I put them on a tarp. You don't want your dogs to get at these. They're poisonous if they were to start eating them raw. So we'll just pick them. Listen to the sound when you pick them here. They should snap. Totally done. Nice one. Totally done. The wife wants to make a tensioner. I don't know if I said that right. So we'll be making one of those with some hops shortly. So we'll just keep picking them like this. Hear them snap off nice. We get them in the bucket, then we'll get them into our OUST house. It goes along pretty fast here once you get started. So let's get these picked here, and we'll show what's in the bucket when we're done with this half a bine. And to make it easier to handle, you can cut these in 4-inch sections or something. Oh, the hops keep falling off there, though. As I say, you don't want your dogs to get these. But you can cut them in smaller sections like this. They're easier to handle and pick up and throw in the bucket that way. And here's some of the other ones that are still done off the same bind I just pulled down. You can see the brown tips just as they start to brown a little bit. And what you're looking for is the sound of paper. It'll sound papery. It'll spring back in your hand. Then they're done. You pop one off, they make a snapping noise. When you snap it in half, you should hear a snapping noise. And then the lupulin powder in there, it's hard to see. And you numb your mouth. Nah. Like I say, the wife's going to make tincture, can't even say the word. It's like an old Indian medicine out of hops. We'll show that in a few minutes. So we barely cut some of these down over the binds, over the top of the wires. We're going to let the lower half grow for a while. There's some of our scraps. Here's what we got in the bucket already. Oh, it's about, you can see it's up to here. Quarter full, I guess. And we cut them in pieces like this as we take them off the wire. I got the ladder over there. I can lower them down, but I prefer to use the ladder. And we cut them in sections like that so it's easier to handle. You just go ahead and break them off one at a time, then throw them in a bucket like this. Snap them off. A little tedious work, but boy, some good brewing with these. Some really good brewing. Once again, listen to the paper sound, indicating that they're done. So yeah, once again I'll snip one of the binds right off like that. I get my pail full now. I've got a lot more to go, boy. Haven't even dug in there. So I snip it off, and we'll sit down and pick them by hand. That's the way to do it. And the pile of crap here, you can recycle it. Once again, I'll cut them down here, and I'll cut them in pieces here on the ground, and then I'll throw them in my bucket. It's a lot easier to manage once you got them on the ground. And kind of, I reach in there, slice a couple of them up, so when you pick them up, you're not picking up a ton of them. And then you can go ahead and separate them. That's just how I do it, I guess. But there's all kinds of different ways you can get done. So, back on with it here. Here's what we got so far. Almost a half a bucket. That's not too bad. So, we'll continue. We just brought the OUST house down. We'll show you how we put them in there and turn that on. I gotta have a cold beer. Oh, I got one someplace. I just put it in the cup. So, proust to the 2019 hop harvest, which we're just starting to put a little dent into, and we still got like a lot of binds, a lot more hops to go. We'll let these grow a couple more days or weeks. Got an all-day IPA. How you doing? All right, back to the Cascade 2019 hop pick here at the vineyard. We got 3/4 of a bucket already of Cascades. Barely put a dent in the system here. I still got 8 binds over there and some over here behind the wife. But what we're going to do is something, I guess, that the old monks used to do, I guess, from what I understand, is some sort of a medicine. But it's called a hop tincture. A hop tincture. And my wife's shaking her head. I just can't speak today. So what we got here is about 1.5 ounces of wet hops, Cascade hops, and some Old Smoky, believe it or not. Let's see if the camera's going to pick up on that. The Old Smoky moonshine. I believe it's from Tennessee there, Tim. Down near Tennessee there. Old Smoky moonshine. 100 proof. White Lightning it's called. So what we're going to do here is make what the monks used to make. It turned out to be a medicine. It would help you sleep. And some say, like the Indians would say, it would help you pain relief. Help with pain relief. So let's get the moonshine right in there. I'll fill it up halfway. Or we go to the top. The wife says, let's do it right to the top. I'm not going to drink this stuff. It's a medicine, for Christ's sake.
If it's a medicine, for Christ's sake.
You know how that goes. It's a medicine. It don't even have CBDs in it, as far as I know. So we'll get the cap on here, and we'll shake this up daily. And some people are going to use a spoonful of it and put it in their bath water, or sprinkle it on their knee, or drip it in their ear, or sniff it up their nose, or swallow it, or drink it, or it could be a hair tonic. Oh, I'm getting off base here. Yeah, this can grow hair on your chest if you don't have it already. So, yeah, back to the hop pick here, 2019 at the vineyard. It's going to be a long, dragged-out video, but... There's our tincture. Tincture. And you can see the hops were well done. We have some burnt leaves, some wool. Oh man, I feel like drinking that right now. I'll shake that up a little bit, and we'll let that sit for months out here in the sun. No, that'd probably be a bad idea. So we'll keep it in a cool place. Is what we're gonna do. Back to the hop pick 2019. Why wouldn't I? Because I gotta get it done. That's why I would. So the Wild Turkey bourbon jug, obviously it comes from China, because it says so right on the bottom here. See that sticker? Made in... I can't say it on camera, but you know. So we got the lid on there tight. You think it's like a ball jar? And watch this. Watch. Drip, 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 drip. What a Chinese piece of... All right, 2019 hop harvest. It's a little dark in here. I'm gonna get my bucket of hops, 3/4 full Cascade hops, and I'm dump them in on my first layer of my OUST house here. This is nothing more than a fan blowing through some furnace filters. So we'll spread the hops out in here evenly. It's in a box, blowing through some furnace filters, like I said. Dries it out really nice. Get those in there. A couple more, I guess. Put the next layer in. And cover that box. Put that layer in. Dump some more in here. Spread them out evenly. As even as you can. Not too bad. A couple more. Get your next layer. Throw her in there. Dump some hops in there. Sorry for the movement of the camera. I'm using a head cam here. Dump those in there. Looking good. Spread them out even. Get your next filter layer. Set it in there. Dump in your hops. Looks like they're going to just about fit in this layer or the next. Get them in there. Spread them even as possible. Get your next layer. Set her on top. I want to sit upside down, Don? Yeah, I go this way with this layer. Dump the rest on there. Spread them out. These are Cascade, I told you. The first picking. I still got a lot more on the binds. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe... I'm not going to guess how many ounces it'll be dry. So they're in there. Put my final layer on top. Like that. And then I actually got this little roof. As it directs the air around. And let me tell you guys, I'm going to turn it on here. It's a fan in a box. It's collapsing on me. Here's a vent over on this side. Stop the dog hair from going through there. And the fan sucks air through the box, blows it up through the OUST house through these filters, and dries the hops just nice. So these will be dry in, I bet you 48 hours. And by that time, I'll be picking my next, the next round of hops. The OUST house. We're at the OUST house, drying the hops. It's just a simple box fan in its original box with vents cut out so dog hair can't get in there. There's the intake on that side. There's an intake on the bottom. There's an intake on that side. And she blows the air up through and out the top of the roof. Dries the hops. Nice, nice. It works nice. This is my 4th year using it. So after a couple days here, we let the OUST house do the drying of the hops. And we'll take our first layer of dried hops off. And I used the roof, the little roof of the OUST house here, as like a funnel. And I'll dump these, why don't you go this way, into the roof. And they go into the bucket like that. Some of them make them, some of them you got to reach in and pick off every now and then. They stick, but that's not too bad. That's one layer done. Here's layer number 2. Oh, they're nice and dry. And then we'll take these and get them into a Ziploc, or I mean what do you call it? A seal meal bag there. You suck the air out of it, vacuum seal it. Sometimes they stick in there. You gotta just use it like a guitar there, like a pick. Pick it around there, it'll fall right out. And dump them right back in. And there's layer number 2. And here comes layer number 3. Nice and dry. Oops. Sometimes they move around. Like I say, you don't want the dog to get these because they are poisonous to dogs. One little guy stuck up in there. Got him. All right. Next layer. And these are nothing more than furnace filters. You make this with a hot glue gun and some furnace filters. I made mine into little trays like that. And I think this is the last layer. Rupert, don't eat none of those. So this is 2 ounces in here of dried hops. I couldn't get 3. There's 2 ounces of dried hops. I mismarked it as 3, so I got to change that. There's 2 ounces of dried hops. I'm being a little strange here to get them in here because it's hard to do one person. I got to transfer them from one jug to another, but we definitely get it done. Put it in here. Make sure they don't go on the floor. Hold them back over the main pail. Dump them into the bag. There's another 2 ounces. It's easier to label the bag before you suck it dry. 2 ounce, 2019 season. Of course, I will remember I did them in 2 ounce batches, so that's 2 ounces before totally dry. So, suck those dry. So far I got 4 ounces. So what we got out of that, first pick in the Cascade Hops 2019 season, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 ounces of totally dried hops ready for the freezer. And I still got to pick some more, so I'm going to be looking at, hoping to get 22 ounces, I hope. I made a prediction, we'll see what happens. But there's 10 right there.